Secretary Kerry, you just listened to Donald Trump's speech in the Rose Garden. I'd like to get your reaction to it.
Well, I think it was an extraordinary moment of self-destruction by a president of the United States on behalf of his country. It was fake news in that the president was not direct. He was not truthful about what was said regarding the treaty itself, the agreement, not a treaty. He, rather than putting America first, I think he's put America last, along with Syria and Nicaragua. Nicaragua, by the way, wanted to do more than the agreement did. So I think the president really avoids the reality that this is an agreement in which no other country has required the United States to do anything. This is a voluntary agreement. Every country designs its own program. And the president could have simply changed the program. He had that right. He didn't have to pull out. But he pulled out because he's appealing to a very narrow ideological base at the expense of the real interests of America, of American leadership that together with China stood up and tried to lead people to Paris, led in Paris in helping to come to an agreement which the world needs to do a lot more on than even Paris required. So I think it's a moment of grotesque abdication of fundamental responsibility and leadership. I think it will be judged historically as one of the most self-destructive moves made by a president of the United States. And I think the truth over the next days will come out. Now, the silver lining is I talked this morning with the governor of the state of California and with the governor of New York. Andrew Cuomo and Jerry Brown are going to lead their states to continue to live by Paris. Mayors across the country are committed to live by Paris. So I believe the American people will step up and lead here in demanding that the United States continue to respond to the urgency of climate change rather than walking away from our responsibility.
It may be possible to contain some of the scientific impact of what the president has done, but what about the impact on global leadership? A lot of allies are concerned. They're looking at America and wondering, on this, one of the most critical issues facing our planet, does America still lead?
Well, I think Americans are going to lead. We have started a movement today called Live by Paris. There'll be a website called livebyparis.com. States, communities, individuals can come together in order to organize. And I think America is going to have a fire lit under it in order to guarantee that the environmental progress we have made is not going to go backwards. This is about jobs, but it's about jobs in a very different way than the President of the United States talked about today. We've seen solar jobs have grown 17 times the rate of our economy. We've seen wind technician jobs grow, fastest growing job category in America. We have 2.6 million jobs created across the country in clean energy. Half of them are in states that Donald Trump won. So he is going to be hurting people in those very states when other countries turn away from America's technology and business in this regard. I think that's why I say it's a self-destructive step that was taken today. But I think the American people and communities and states across our country have laws in place that they will continue to follow, and they will continue to show leadership, notwithstanding what this ideological announcement has done today.
Right. Secretary Kerry, the president said it was a bad deal that punished America, gave polluters an economic edge over the United States. He said at one point, at what point do they stop laughing at us in other countries? Are other countries laughing at America?
Well, I think other countries will stop laughing at us when we don't have announcements like we had today. And we have a presidency that offers America a greater vision about the possibilities of the future. I think countries all over the world will wonder what has happened to the United States as a result of the announcement today, which is not based on truthful reality. It's not based on facts. It's not based on science. There is no science whatsoever that embraces what the president said today about unleashing clean coal and new technologies that take us backwards from where the world is moving. That will be a ceding of American leadership. It will be loss of jobs to folks all across America, to communities that are seeing new jobs coming in the new technologies. And I think it's just moving in the wrong direction. we're going to pay a terrible price in the short term, but I think in the long term, Americans are going to begin to see that they want to continue to adhere to Paris and move in the right direction.
On April the 22nd of 2016, you signed the Paris Accord. You grabbed your 2-year-old granddaughter, Isabel, and you put her on your lap, and you made that accord and you signed it. What would you say to Isabel today?
I'd say that the President made a terrible mistake, and she needs to become part of an army of young people across this country who are going to demand more from our public officials. If we can't adhere to science, if we can't discern what real facts are, and if we can't have leaders who actually put genuine choices and real facts in front of the American people, we're in trouble as a country. And I think this is a critical moment for our nation. My hope is that the leaders who have already stood up, like Andrew Cuomo in New York and Jerry Brown in California and others who've said we are going to live by Paris, are going to show where the true America still finds its grounding.
Secretary John Kerry, thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you.